Welcome back. Let us see question number 16. What is it? A customer has decided to choose Mulesoft as their integration and API platform. According to Mulesoft Catalyst framework, what would an integration architect do to create achievement goals as part of their business outcome? Okay. So my answer is agree upon KPIs and overall help develop an overall success plan. Actually, this is a theoretical question. Until and unless you know what is this MuleSoft Catalyst framework, it is really difficult to answer. Actually, this MuleSoft Catalyst framework is not part of MCIA certification agenda, but somehow this question appeared in the exam. So let us see. I just Googled and went to this page. This is the documentation page where they are actually telling about MuleSoft Catalyst delivery methodology. So maybe you can just Google for MuleSoft Catalyst framework, and you can come to this link trailhead.salesforce.link. Here is the documentation. According to it, what it says is MuleSoft Catalyst pillars are further broken into 6 parts for users to follow. What are they? Business outcomes, any point platform, projects, C4E, all this. So there are 6 paths to implement uh, MuleSoft Catalyst delivery methodology. And they have described everything. Maybe you can go through this link offline, but I'll directly take you to the question. In business outcomes, what are the things to be done? Agree upon the outcomes and develop success plan. That is what this option is. Agree upon KPIs, key performance indicators, and help develop an overall success plan. This is as part of business outcomes. You can see this is in business outcomes. Actually, there are other steps also to be followed, like technology delivery, organizational enablement. You can see under organization enablement, building and publishing foundational assets. That is also there in the option, building and foundational assets. But this is not part of the business outcomes. The question is especially asking about business outcome. This is part of C4A. And even evangelize API is also is part of C4A. This is also part of C4A. But this question asks especially about business outcomes. So first option is a correct answer. Okay, next. The question is very interesting. An airline is architecting an API-led connectivity project to integrate its flight data into online aggregation website. Okay, they're implementing API-led connectivity. The interface must allow for secure communication, high performance, and asynchronous messaging. Right? What are the suitable interface technologies for this integration? Assuming that MuleSoft fully supports these technologies and connectors exist for these interfaces. So my answer is this one. I googled actually uh, gRPC versus REST. Let me just Google. I googled already, but I'm showing it for you. gRPC versus REST. It says gRPC is roughly 7 times faster than REST when receiving data and 10 times faster while sending data. gRPC is better in performance than REST. And also, I googled about performance impacts of HTTP versus other protocols. When I was googling, I understood that this is saying that you might encounter response time impact when you use HTTP and HTTPS. Of course, this is part of IBM documentation, but talking about performance, they are saying the workspace have longer response time when you use HTTP Tivoli Enterprise Client instead of Corba or IAOP. So IAOP is better than HTTP in terms of performance. And here they are using IAOP over TLS, gRPC over HTTPS, SOAP over HTTPS. So I feel among all options that this is better in terms of performance and all are secure protocols only. So my answer among all will be this one. Okay, I have done a research, Googling, and I came to this conclusion that these protocols give better performance and also transport protocol is secure. This is my answer. Okay, next. Okay, a company is modernizing its legacy systems to accelerate access to applications while supporting adoption of new technologies. Okay, the key to achieving this business goal is unlocking the company's systems and data, including microservices running under Docker and Kubernetes containers using APIs. Okay, so the organization is already having some microservices which are running under Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, they wanted to unlock all these companies' assets. Considering the current aggressive backlog and project delivery requirements, company wants to take strategic approach in first phase of its transformation by quickly deploying APIs in Mule runtimes that are able to scale, connect to on-premise systems, and migrate as needed. Which runtime deployment supports this? First one is customer hosted self provision runtimes. That means standalone runtimes. Is it scalable? One of the requirement is they want to deploy applications in Mule runtimes that are able to scale. This is not scalable, so I am eliminating it. Cloud Hub runtimes, they are scalable, but Cloud Hub is managed by Mulesoft and it will be running on Mulesoft's cloud. Um, but the company is already having Docker and Kubernetes, right? So better they can go with Runtime Fabric, right? So again, in Runtime Fabric, they have two installations. One is Runtime Fabric on VMs or bare metal or on self-managed Kubernetes. Already the company is having some APIs or microservices running in Kubernetes. So if they can use Runtime Fabric on the existing Kubernetes installation, the communication between the existing pods or even microservices will be good. So I guess Runtime Fabric on self-managed Kubernetes would be a best deployment option for this scenario. So go through this question again and analyze it. I'm sure that this is the best option. Okay, next. 19th question. An insurance company is designing a hybrid, load balanced, single cluster runtime production environment. Due to performance SLA goals, it is looking into running Mule applications in active multi-node cluster configurations. Okay. What should be considered when running Mule applications in this type of environments? Okay, in a cluster with active multi-node configuration. What is the first option? A Mule application deployed to multiple nodes runs in isolation from other nodes in the cluster. No, it will not run in isolation with other nodes. It should be aware, right? Because there is when you have an active cluster, you know that Mule internally uses Hazelcast. Hazelcast needs to replicate the data, right? So that it will provide you a distributed shared memory. No, it will not run in isolation, definitely no. Although cluster environment is fully installed, configured and running, it will not process any requests until an outage condition is detected by primary node. Hey, they are saying they want active. That means all the nodes will be active. This option is not correct. Okay. All event sources, regardless of type, can be configured as a target source by primary node. Can be configured as target source by primary node. So actually, in Mule, only some connectors can be configured with primary node. Not all connections can be configured to pull from primary node. For example, in JMS listener on new message and advanced, there is primary node only. But this primary node only is not correct for all. For example, let us see database, and I will use on table row. Is this also containing primary node only? Yes, this can be done. And what about file? Can you configure file? Uh, okay, file module I'll add first. And can you configure a file to be pulled from primary node only? Yes, I guess. Here also, primary node only. Okay, I am seeing all modules, but I am not sure if all event sources, regardless of type, can be configured as target source by primary node in the cluster. What should be considered when running Mule application in this type? Definitely, I think this also matches. An external load balancer is required to distribute incoming HTTP or TCP requests throughout cluster nodes. So actually, they are going with on-premise, right? Using a hybrid load balanced single cluster runtime. So on-premise, you need to consider that an external load balancer is required to distribute incoming TCP or HTTP requests. Yes, this is the most perfect answer. Of course, this also looks to be correct. All event sources, whatever event sources I showed you, they have an option of primary node only. But I'm not sure whether all sources in all modules support this primary node only. I'm not really sure. But among all, because we cannot go and look in each and every module, right? Most of them are supporting, but among all, this is one best option that should be considered when running its Mule application in this type of environments. Of course, without an external HTTP load balancer, we cannot load balance or distribute the traffic. Okay, so let us consider the next question. A healthcare provider is implementing Anypoint platform to manage its applications infrastructure and is using customer hosted runtime for its business due to financial requirements. It must meet, okay, spelling mistake, meet. It has number of synchronous APIs and is currently hosting these on Mule runtime on one server. These applications make use of number of components, including heavy use of object stores and VM queues. Okay. The business has grown rapidly in last year, and the healthcare provider is starting to receive reports of reliability issues. The DevOps team indicates that the APIs are currently handling too many requests, that is overloading the server. The team also has mentioned that there is significant downtime when server is down for maintenance. What option can the team use to mitigate this issue? Okay. So again, let me go through this question. The healthcare provider is implementing Anypoint platform to manage its applications infrastructure and is using customer hosted runtime. Okay. It has a number of synchronous APIs They want response immediately. Synchronous APIs means response immediately, and is currently hosting on these on a Mule runtime on one server. Okay. These applications make use of components that heavily use object stores and VM queues. So the business has grown rapidly and they are starting to receive reports of reliability issue because there's only single runtime, right, on one server. Definitely there will be reliability issues. DevOps team indicates that the APIs are currently handling too many requests, that is overloading a single server. The team has also mentioned that there is significant downtime when server is down. Okay, because there's only one server, right? So better if you can create a cluster, right? Increasing the physical specifications of that single server will not help. If that server is down, again there will be downtime. So better we have multiple servers. This option, add a load balancer and add additional servers in a cluster configuration. This is actually better. So if one server in the cluster is down, no problem. Load can be handled by other servers in the cluster and we have a load balancer because there are synchronous API calls and load balancer is good. Change applications to use event driven model. So if you are using event driven model, it is asynchronous, right? So add a load balancer and add additional servers in server group. Now, server group means what? Individual servers will be there. This is good only for maintenance purpose. For performance reasons, cluster is always better. So adding a load balancer and add additional servers in cluster configuration, this will be my solution. Okay, that's all. We'll see 21st question in next video. See you.